Good evening and welcome to the September 9th Falls Township Zoning Hearing Board. If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, before we get started, just make some quick introductions. To my right is the Zoning Hearing Board Solicitor Keith Bidleymeyer. From Falls Township tonight, we have Matt Takita, Ed Neubauer on Zoom, and Diane Burry. And our court stenographer for the night is Karen Browndorf. Before we start with our agenda items, we did receive a continuance request for petition number 3, Pro Group Properties, 95 Lower Morrisville Road, Levittown, PA 19054. Tax map parcel 13032-090, zone PIP, requesting a use variance to allow for the sale of vehicles affiliated with the business, section 209-28B. So I would need a motion on the continuance for that.
So moved.
A motion by Aaron. Do I have a second?
A second.
Nastasha, can you call the board?
Aaron,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
and I'm a yes.
All right. So, you have anything, Keith? No. Okay. So moving on to petition number 1, Brian Evans, 25 Angela Avenue, Morrisville, PA 19067. Tax map parcel 13029-234, zoned MR, requesting a dimensional variance for a proposed fence along Bernard Drive, which exceeds 48 inches in height and shall not be a solid fence, from section 209-37C2. If you can, just raise your hand and be sworn in.
Brian Evans, Brianevans. I do.
Mr. Chairman, if we can mark some exhibits. The application for zoning ordinance appeal will be ZHB1 along with the accompanying statement. 2 will be a permit denial letter sent from Falls Township dated August 12, 2025. 3 will be a plot plan. 4 will be a picture of the proposed fence. 5 will be the applicant and neighbor notification letter sent from Falls Township dated August 28, 2025. 6 will be a color photograph showing the property was posted as required. And then 7 will be proof of publication in the Bucks County Courier Times. 8 will be a picture of the site triangle as measured by Falls Township. That is all the board exhibits. I'm satisfied the appropriate notices have been satisfied. This matter can proceed.
Thank you, Keith. Mr. Evans, you may begin.
Hi, everybody. Just, hoping to install the fence as shown on the plot plan. I provided a picture of the fence material. There's actually looks pretty similar to what you guys have in here on the sides. But it's not a solid fence. It's proposed at 54 inches high rather than 48. We have a big dog who, gets pretty excited. So just hoping to be able to put that fence in. I have it drawn up at 10 feet off the property line on Bernard Drive. And then from the front corner of the house, 6 feet back. So it's small on the plot plan. Hopefully you can see that. So that's what those red arrows denote.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board?
Nothing for me, thanks.
No questions from the board. Anything from the township? Any public comment? I don't see any of that. So moving forward, I would... Ed, any issues with the side triangle?
No, the site triangle's okay.
Thank you. All right, that being said, I would need a motion on that.
I'll make that motion. I move that the application of Brian Evans requesting a dimensional variance from section 209-37.C2 of the Falls Township zoning ordinance be granted to allow a fence along Bernard Drive which exceeds 48 inches in height and shall not be a solid fence at the property located at 25 Angela Avenue, Morrisville, PA 19067, as depicted on the plans and in accordance with the testimony presented to the zoning hearing board.
Motion by Aaron. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Nastasha, can you call the board?
Bill,
Yes.
Aaron,
I'm a yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Chris,
I'm a yes.
and I'm a yes.
Thank you, sir. You'll receive something in the mail from Mr. Billy Meyer's office, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I have one question, if that's okay. It's drawn up at 10 feet from the property line. If during the install, there's any, we vary a little bit from that, how much wiggle room is there? Is that something I need to worry about?
Yeah, if it's not what's shown on the plan, just verify with the township that it's okay before you install.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you.
Petition number 2, SAFStor Old Lincoln LLC, 935 Old Lincoln Highway, Fairless Hills, PA, 19030, tax map parcel 13028-039, zoned HC, requesting dimensional variances to permit 2 wall signs of 110.32 square feet each and to permit a freestanding sign of 72 square feet from section 209-45Q, 5A and B, and section Q10B.
Yes, good evening. Julie Von Spreckleson from the law firm of Eastburn and Gray, here tonight on behalf of the applicant.
Mr. Chairman, we can mark some exhibits. The application for zoning ordinance appeal will be ZHB1, along with the accompanying statement. Two will be the deed for the property. 3 will be proof that the property was posted as required. That consists of 3 pages containing 3 colored photographs. 4 will be notice to the applicant's attorney, providing notice of tonight's meeting. 5 will be plans for the proposed signs. 6 is proof of publication of the Bucks County Courier-Times showing this matter was published on August 26th and then again on September 2nd. We've been handed an exhibit book. It looks like the last exhibit is 4. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Okay. Can I then mark the affidavit of service that you provided to me as A5?
A5?
Yes.
Certainly.
All right. I'm satisfied with the appropriate notice. I've been satisfied. Ms. Maddow can proceed.
Great. Good evening. Julie Von Spreckleson from the law firm of Eastburn and Gray, here tonight on behalf of the applicant, who is the legal owner of the property located at 935 Old Lincoln Highway. The applicant is proposing 2 sign variances this evening, as was read into the record. And I want to introduce you to the witness who is attending via Zoom this evening, and I want to thank you for allowing her to participate. Her name is Elizabeth Morales, and I want to thank you for allowing her to participate by Zoom because she's right now in the great state of Texas. So I very much appreciate that. So to provide a little bit of background with regard to this application, the property itself is located in the HC Highway Commercial District, and the property is about 3 acres. You might know it better as the former Michael's Restaurant and Banquet Center property. And the property itself is, as you can see in the exhibit booklet at tab 3, shows an aerial photograph of the property. And you can see that the property is very long and narrow. It's got a non-conforming lot width and a non-conforming lot frontage. In addition, there's an existing freestanding sign at this property, the Michael sign that you've probably seen already. It exceeds the height that's permitted by the ordinance. It also exceeds the square footage. It's over 28 feet in height, and it's about 135.5 feet in sign area. So starting last summer, the applicant started to go through the approval process to obtain zoning and land development approvals to allow the construction of a self-storage facility, a CubeSmart. And it has a building footprint of about 36,550 square feet. So right at this point with the application, what we are requesting, as I mentioned, were the 2 sign variances. 1, to allow a freestanding sign. The height will comply with the ordinance, so we're bringing that sign into compliance. It's going to be 20 feet in height, but we're requesting a variance to permit a sign size of 72 square feet in area. The second variance that we're requesting is to permit 2 CubeSmart self-storage wall signs of 110.32 square feet each. One is going to be located on the front of the building, facing Old Lincoln Highway, and the other will be located on the side, right side of the building, the side that faces the used car dealership. So with that, your solicitor had referenced the exhibit booklet that I handed out, so I just wanted to run through that quickly. So tab 1, we're referring to it as A5, so tab 1 of A5 is the zoning application with hardship letter and deed. Tab 2 is the CV of Elizabeth M. Morales. She's the project management team lead for Easy Signs. Tab 3 is the aerial photograph of the property, and tab 4 are the site plan and sign drawings. And as your solicitor mentioned, I did provide an affidavit of notice that the neighboring property owners were notified. So with that, I am going to ask the board if they are amenable to me providing an offer of proof of Ms. Morales this evening. She is the only witness.
Sure.
Great. So if Ms. Morales would testify, she would testify that she is the project management team lead for Easy Signs, which is a premier nationwide signage provider specializing in both standard and custom sign packages. She would testify that Easy Signs is the sign provider for CubeSmart, and that she prepared the sign drawings packet at tab 4 of the exhibit booklet. She would testify that she has over 20 years of experience in design and planning and assisting in obtaining municipal approvals for commercial signage for businesses, including CubeSmart, located throughout the country. And her CV, a true and correct copy of her CV, is at tab 2 of the exhibit booklet. With regard to this project, Ms. Morales would testify her duties and responsibility, in addition to preparing the sign drawings at tab 4, included reviewing the sign ordinance zoning regulations, visiting the site, and viewing other commercial building signage in the area. Using the aerial photograph of the property at tab 3 of the exhibit booklet, she would testify that the property shown in the red border is long and narrow with a non-conforming lot width and lot frontage, and is located along the heavily traveled Old Lincoln Highway in a commercial area with neighboring businesses, including extra space storage, audio lab, and used car dealerships. She would testify that to the rear of the property are some residential properties that are heavily buffered by an existing densely wooded area, which is being supplemented with additional landscaping and fencing. Turning to tab 4 of the exhibit booklet, she would use the sign drawings packet and testify that page 2 shows the site plan for the property, and would note that the self-storage building's located 113 feet from Old Lincoln Highway, and the closest residential property line is over 250 feet from the rear of the proposed self-storage facility. She would testify the proposed wall sign on the front of the building facing Old Lincoln Highway is shown on page 3, and that it is 18 feet and 11 3/4 inches by 5 feet 9 3/4 inches, or 110.32 square feet in area, as shown on page 7. She would note that the total building facade area is 4,569.96 square feet, as shown on page 3 of the drawing packet. Ms. Morales would testify the other proposed wall sign to be located on the east elevation towards the front of the building and facing the driveway leading to the parking area is the same size sign as proposed on the front of the building elevation, and is shown on page 4 of the sign drawing packet. She would testify the east building elevation facade is 11,754.17 square feet as compared to the proposed 110.32 square foot sign. Both signs are to be internally illuminated and state CubeSmart Self-Storage. She would testify that the existing freestanding Michael sign shown on page 10 is 3 stacked signs totaling 135.5 square feet in area and is 28 feet 3 inches in height, which is non-conforming as to both sign area and sign height. She would testify the proposed freestanding sign shown on pages 10 and 11 will comply with the maximum permitted freestanding height sign of 20 feet, which is 8 feet reduction in the height of the existing sign. She would testify the proposed sign area is 72 square feet, which is about 1/2 of the area of the existing freestanding sign. This sign will be internally illuminated as well. She would testify the number and size of the signs are necessary due to the self-storage facility being located over 110 feet from Old Lincoln Highway and partially obscured from view of traveling motorists by the abutting property buildings, which are located closer to Old Lincoln Highway. She would testify the size of the signage is necessary for legibility and business identification, and that the proposed signage will allow the traveling motorists on Old Lincoln Highway sufficient time to identify the CubeSmart business and safely access the property, which property, again, has a very narrow lot frontage, making business visibility very important to safely access this site. She would testify that the zoning ordinance, Section 20945.Q5A, permits 2 wall signs on a building in the HC district if the second sign is facing a parking lot. The second sign, proposed wall sign, faces the property driveway, which leads to the parking lot. And due to the property's unique long and narrow shape, the side yard cannot accommodate the parking lot. The second wall sign also faces the abutting auto dealership's parking lot. She would testify that she reviewed other commercial building signs in the area, and the neighboring business signs are all in excess of 32 square feet in area, and that the proposed CubeSmart signage is consistent with the signage on other neighboring businesses and is appropriate in terms of the size and scale of the CubeSmart building and in relation to the size and configuration of the property. She would testify that the square footage is necessary to enable reasonable use of the property due to the site conditions as testified to. The hardship has not been created by the applicant. The dimensional variances, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood nor substantially impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent property or be detrimental to the public welfare because the property is located in a commercial district on a heavily traveled Old Lincoln Highway, and the proposed signs are consistent in size and number with the neighboring business signage, and that the dimensional variants are the minimum necessary to afford relief. And that would conclude her offer of proof. And I would just ask Ms. Morales to confirm the testimony and adopt it as her own.
I do.
Would you make any changes to this?
Julie.
Oh, sorry.
She has to be sworn in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm sorry.
You actually have to repeat that all back.
No, I'm not going to put you through that.
Could you state your name and spell it, please?
Elizabeth Morales, ELIZABETHMORALES.
Okay, I'll ask her again.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Morales, you listened to the offer of proof as I presented it, correct?
Yes.
And do you adopt that offer of proof as if it were your own testimony?
Yes.
Would you make any changes or additions?
No.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I had one question. You stated in the testimony that you did compare to other signs from the other storage facilities in the area and Audio Lab, and that this sign is consistent with, so you've already stated that. Can you give me something more direct? This sign is smaller than, the same size as, a little bit bigger? Like what, I know we don't have any pictures of other signs.
I actually got out to the extra space, but they wouldn't let us on site to like measure the existing pylon sign. So the car dealership, I do have confirmed dimensions for, and I'm pulling it up, I'm sorry.
So while you're doing that, let me give you a little bit more clarity to my question. What I'm looking for is to avoid one of the other business owners coming and saying, their sign is 3 times the size of our sign or 2 times the size of our sign.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say that they are consistent with, I just want to hear that, not down to the last inch, but that we're talking about similar signs. Because I am familiar with that area. I know that there are big signs there already. I just want to know that this is not going to be obviously bigger than any of the other signs that are already there.
The auto dealership is roughly 84 square feet. So we're at 72 square feet.
Okay. Okay. That's it for me. Thanks.
Any other questions from the board?
I have none.
Bill?
None.
All right. Anything from the township?
Nothing from the township.
Any public comment? No public comment. So with that being said, I would need a motion.
I'll go ahead. I'll move that the application of SAFStor Old Lincoln LLC requesting dimensional variances from section 209-45 Q5A and B, and Section Q10B of the Falls Township zoning ordinance be granted to permit 2 wall signs of 110.32 square feet each, and to permit a freestanding sign of 72 square feet at the property located at 935 Old Lincoln Highway, Fairless Hills, PA 19030, as depicted on the plans and in accordance with the testimony presented to the zoning hearing board.
I have a motion from Aaron. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Nastasia. Nastasia, can you call the board?
Will,
Yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Robert,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
and I'm a yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time this evening. Thank you, Liz.
With that being
Thank
all-
you.
You're welcome. With that being said, that is all on our agenda. We just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.